So we already did a video covering Kari Lake's devastating loss in the Arizona governor's race. And so today, because it got reported last night around like I don't remember, it was like 8 or 9 o'clock last night Eastern time. So, depending on where you live, it was late or kind of early, but it was still at night. And MAGA and the media, the Republican conservative media, has been having their mini meltdown. And we're gonna look at some of this. And the first thing that we have here is truth from Truth Social, Donald Trump's social media, um, where he said, "Wow, they just, they just took the election away from Kari Lake. It's really bad out there." That's all he said. And Kari Lake is a Trump-backed candidate. He campaigned for her. They were very closely aligned. Kari Lake is very closely aligned in policy she says she supports in terms of Donald Trump. And this is a really short statement, I feel like, for someone who, was one of her biggest supporters, really, Donald Trump, a former president. Wow, it's just so generic and short. But we have another clip here from Fox News, everybody's absolute favorite. Hold on, doesn't want me to adjust the volume here.
Fox News projects Democrat Katie Hobbs will take the GOP, will defeat GOP candidate Kari Lake in the Arizona gubernatorial race. This is a pretty intense, hard-fought campaign. I'm shocked that this went this direction.
And Republicans now only one seat away from taking back the House. Look at that. It's 217. The majority is 218.
Yep, they just need one. We just need one guy to explain it all. And there he is, down in D.C. Good morning to you, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Morning, guys. I just want you to notice how quickly some people really want to declare a winner and just move on in that Arizona gubernatorial race. But the process may not be over, especially if it's within a half a percentage point. That's going to trigger a recount, and I think that's important for the folks in the Grand Canyon State. But for the moment, Katie Hobbs, who you probably recall wouldn't debate. Some even said she barely campaigned,
and yet she still won. And he was actually right about what he said there. Well, at least the first part. She refused to debate Kari Lake, and there was a lot of media attention surrounding that. And I understand why. Debates, especially now after Donald Trump became president, they can be so crucial. And I thought that it was actually a really smart move, her not debating someone as extreme as Kari Lake is. I thought it was, I personally, my personal opinion on it, I thought it was a really smart move, not debating someone who would just really get up there just to spew their misinformation, really, and just take every opportunity they had to say the election was stolen. And, I don't live in Arizona, so obviously, I can't speak on, she barely campaigned. I don't know about that. I wouldn't be getting a ton of, campaign ads for a candidate that I live nowhere near. I'm on the East Coast, so I can't speak into that.
She managed to acquire more than 1.2 million votes, just enough apparently to best Kari Lake in Arizona's gubernatorial race.
And they're so salty about it. And it's just in case y'all didn't hear it, it's not even like they're really acting like Katie Hobbs just won by a landslide, and she didn't. She didn't. It's really close.
Quote, "Democracy is worth the wait. Thank you, Arizona. I am so honored and so proud to be your next governor." But as you can well imagine, not everybody's buying that. Arizona.
Yeah, the person who lost the election, who's an election denier, isn't buying that. And this is something that she tweeted out last night.
When they see it, said Kari Lake. So we will see how that all shapes up.
I don't know, and I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I hadn't watched this clip before now. That was that was pretty funny. We have another clip here, and I guess this was well, it's dated last night, so this is I guess from last night.
Believe that people of Arizona would vote for her, and that she would win. But if that's what happens at the end of the day, how do you certify an election that is this botched? And she's the one that would certify her own election where it was botched, where the machines didn't work in more than a third of the polling centers. I don't know how we remedy this, but the people of Arizona are furious. They're reaching out to us by the thousands saying, I don't think my vote even was counted. I didn't even get a chance to vote. There were so many hoops to jump through. I had to go because my daughter had a
Yeah, there were so many hoops to jump through here, and it was just complete. It's just so hard to vote in this country. It's so hard to vote. You have to go onto a website, put in your name and your address, and then they have to send you a card in the mail, a voter card. It is so difficult to vote in this country. I completely understand what she means here because she's right. There's just so many hoops you have to jump through to go and vote. And then when you get to your polling station, you have to walk in, you have to, show them your ID, and then you have to go fill out a ballot. It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I've only had the fortune of voting in just 3 elections this past midterm. The presidential election in 2020, and then last year a governor's race in my state. And yeah, I completely understand what she means. Voting is literally the hardest fucking shit I've ever had to do. It's so hard. I've never experienced something so just outlandishly hard and difficult.
Or my work wasn't going to give me 4 hours off, 6 hours off to vote. It's outrageous what happened. We had lines that were 3 and 4 hours long in retirement areas where people.
That's what happens when you don't allow people to early vote, Kari Lake. I don't understand. That makes so on election night, I was watching coverage from NBC. That's just what I had on. I was watching it on YouTube. It was the first stream that I saw, and they had different anchors in different places. There was a person in Texas, and there was someone in Missouri, I think, and then there was one guy in Las Vegas. And I was watching. It was about 10 o'clock where I live, so I believe 7 o'clock over there, and the anchor, he was really good. He was just doing some really good field reporting, and he was walking. I think they were in a mall. I can't remember exactly where it was, but he was walking around and he was showing, how long the lines were, and he was like, our polls are getting ready to close, and we have all these people here, and it's not everybody wants to do the early voting. People do like to go and vote in person. I voted in person in this past election. I didn't vote early. And in the governor's race that I voted in, I actually applied for an early ballot. And I didn't actually fill out the ballot at all. I didn't even open the ballot just because I had started a new job, and I never really got around to it. So once election day came around, I was actually off of work, and when I went to my polling station, I brought my ballot with me, and I surrendered my ballot to the election officials. They took my ballot. I literally saw them take my ballot and shred it. They shredded my ballot, and then they let me go vote in person. So all of these claims of election fraud, there's just so much to combat that. They have no evidence of it. She's sitting here saying that malfunctions of voting machines, and these people don't have their votes counted, and there's just no proof of that. And sometimes there was paper shortages in certain places apparently, so they had to extend voting in certain states, I believe. But it's ridiculous to call the election rigged or botched or whatever she wants to call it, whatever any conservative or Republican wants to call it, when they have no evidence of that. They're salty they lost. And, ever since, the big lie, it's just so easy for them to just come out and be like, well, it's fake. It's not real. And, the conservatives, they go around and they talk about how scary it is to talk about things. And then it's scary that they themselves are the ones that are going around and spreading information that is so incorrect and also detrimental to our democratic republic society.
We're old, and all of this happened in Republican areas. My area where I was going to vote, the printer didn't work. There wasn't enough toner in the printer. So I went to a liberal part of town and got right in and out in about 15 minutes. It's funny how that works in Arizona.
Yeah, I mean,
it's funny how that works in Arizona. So she just, like I said, she just made up this, she hadn't, I don't think, well, I'm not going to say she made up that story, but this analogy, she just said, there wasn't enough toner in the printer in the conservative part of the state I went, but then I went to a liberal part of the state to vote, and I was in and out. My region, or my district that I voted in, there was a Democrat and a Republican on the ballot. The Democrat, his name is Donald McKeeshan. I'm in the 7th district of my state, or not the 7th district, I'm sorry, the 4th district of my state. And Donald McKeeshan, the Democrat, he won. And the place that I vote in, I would say it's more Democrat. It's definitely more left-leaning than right-leaning. And when I went to my polling station on voting day, there was no one there. I had to wait 20-30 seconds just to put my ballot into the machine that takes your ballot and inserts it, because there was an older woman in front of me that was a little confused, so they were explaining to her how to put the ballot in. But with the exception of that, I didn't have to wait. I walked in. There was literally no one at the tables. They showed me. I showed them my ID, and they gave me a ballot. I went and filled it out, and then that was it. I was in and out in less than 3 minutes, and I live in a Democratic part of the state. It's like I said, even if I lived in a more conservative Republican area, which I did used to, this is just her turning this little inconvenience that she may have experienced and making it seem like it's just like a election fraud. That's literally what she's saying, and it's like I said, really dangerous rhetoric from the GOP here. And we have this one last clip, which I haven't seen any of this stuff. It's a Charlie Kirk clip, and everyone, I love Charlie Kirk. I love listening to him whine like the little bitch that he is about literally any and everything.
What about
Simone Biles, withdrawing from the Olympics because of mental health issues she was experiencing? Then he says, the shit that he said. I love Charlie Kirk.
Possibility of a recall.
I'm never gonna forget that.
How do you recall a governor here in Arizona, Tyler?
I mean, it's just
you get signatures.
You just get the signatures and you recall her.
What's the signature threshold?
He's so mad. He's so mad. He's
How do
he's
you
literally
recall a governor
like
here in Arizona, Tyler?
He's tapping his foot.
It's just
Charlie is fucking
Do you get
seething.
signatures?
you just get the signatures and you recall her.
What's the signature threshold?
He's so mad.
Hundreds of thousands, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a lot. I can't remember if it's like 15% or 20.
Yeah, I'm realizing that I'm on a live show and I'm talking about recalling a governor that just got elected, probably fairly.
Percent or something, but it's a lot of signatures.
It's a lot. I don't think we're gonna be able to do it.
Yeah,
It's not that many.
no, like of all the voters that voted in that election, I think.
Okay, so
I could be wrong. I'll pull the
there's
statute.
2.4 million ballots cast in this election.
It's a percentage of that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean,
This is so awkward and weird.
It would be half a
This
million
just-
signatures verified.
this is just really
You'd
weird.
Get like 600 to 750,000.
is.
Carrie Lake could lead that in a second.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone in Yavapai would sign this. You just camp out in Prescott on like a summer fair.
Well,
every
she
single-
got her petition signatures to get on the ballot within like 10 days after announcing. It was extraordinarily quick.
yeah, it would be a big battle that you could win.
I think I don't know who this guy is. I really don't. I might know who he is, and I just don't remember his name. But he is like really. I don't think he was ready for all of this to unravel as fast as it did. I don't think he was prepared.
Well, once you got the signatures, then by sheer number and statute, it would be completed, and then you'd
He's
have
just like, okay,
an
let's move on.
election.
Yep.
again.
That was just an extremely weird clip. That was just weird. I don't have a lot of comment on that because that was just really strange. But I don't know who expected or didn't expect or I don't know who didn't expect the Republican conservative media to have their little meltdown over on whatever it is that they're on now, Truth Social, Fox News, Charlie Kirk's program. You know, it is what it is. But I just wanted to make a short little video reacting to some of these people and reacting to some of the stuff that's been said, and also just mentioning the fact that these Republicans are really, really, really just saying things that are completely undemocratic in every single which way, saying that our free and fair elections are not fair.